Today, I want to speak about something timeless. Something that bridges generations, cultures, and every barrier the world tries to put between us. I want to speak about love, not just love in its broadest, poetic sense, but the languages through which love speaks. The words, the actions, the subtle cues, the silent sacrifices, the small gestures and the grand ones. Today, I want to talk about love languages, and how they are not just a romantic concept, but a blueprint for understanding, for connection, for healing. Let me start by asking you something simple, yet powerful. When was the last time someone made you feel deeply, undeniably loved? Maybe it was a hug when you didn't know you needed one. Maybe it was someone showing up, quietly, consistently. Maybe it was words that finally echoed in the hollow spaces of your self-doubt. Whatever it was, that moment wasn't random. It was spoken in a language your heart understood. You see, every person has a love language, or two. These are the ways we best receive love, and often, the ways we give love. Dr. Gary Chapman outlined 5 words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Simple on paper, revolutionary in practice. Let's walk through them, not as a checklist, but as a lens. A mirror, a wake-up call. 1. Words of affirmation. To some, words are everything. A thank you, a you're doing great, or I see how hard you're trying. These aren't fluff. They are fuel. Imagine a child growing up in a home where achievement was met with silence. They may grow into an adult who hungers for praise, for acknowledgement. Not because they're vain, but because they were never seen. For them, a few sincere words can mend years of emotional hunger. But here's the hard truth. Sometimes we withhold our words. We assume people know how we feel. We say, they should know I love them. No, say it. Because for some, silence isn't peace, it's pain. 2. Acts of service. Then there are those who hear love through action. You don't need to serenade them. You just need to pick up the laundry. Fill the gas tank. Show up at 6 a.m. with coffee because they've got a big day ahead. They don't want fancy words. They want you to do something. And when you do, they see love in motion. The danger here is that this language can be invisible. Someone may be loving you fiercely, through actions, through service, but if you don't speak that language, you might miss it. Worse, you might take it for granted. Let's not make the mistake of overlooking the quiet labor of love. 3. Receiving gifts. To some, a thoughtful gift is a treasure, a physical symbol of, I know you. I think of you. You matter. And this isn't materialism. It's meaning. It's the friend who knows you love sunflowers and brings you a bouquet after a tough week. It's your partner remembering the obscure brand of tea you liked once 2 years ago. But let's be real, we judge this language, don't we? We call it shallow. We say, love can't be bought. But love, for some, is not in the price of the gift, it's in the presence of thought behind it. When we mock this language, we mock a sacred way people feel remembered. 4. Quality time. For others, there is no substitute for presence. Not being in the same room, being together. Eyes up, distractions down, hearts open. It's not about what you're doing. It's about who you're doing it with. A walk, a meal, a 5-minute conversation with no phone between you. In today's world, where attention is fragmented, this love language is gasping for air. We multitask love. We give people 10% of ourselves and wonder why they feel empty. But I tell you this, give someone your full attention, your uninterrupted time, and you will give them something that no money, no grand gesture, can buy. 5. Physical touch. Then there is touch, the most ancient, primal form of love. A hand on the back, a hug, a held hand in silence. This isn't about romance. It's about connection. A baby thrives on skin-to-skin contact. A grieving friend often needs no words, just an arm around their shoulder. A partner's day is changed by a kiss goodbye. We forget how healing touch can be. But for some, it's the most direct pathway to reassurance. And yet, in our fast, digital world, we are becoming afraid of touch. We're disconnected. But those whose love language is physical touch, they're still waiting for a sign that they're not alone. Now, you might be asking, okay, that's nice, but why does this matter so much? Why a whole speech? Because we are living in a time of emotional famine. We are more connected than ever through screens, but we are starving for the kind of connection that nourishes the soul. We send likes instead of letters. We skim instead of listen. We assume instead of ask. And in doing so, we speak love in our own language, not realizing that the person beside us speaks another. So what happens? People feel unloved while being loved. They feel unimportant while being essential. They feel alone in a crowded room. That's the tragedy of unspoken love languages. So here's my challenge to you, not for tomorrow, not for next year, but for now. Learn the language of the people you love. Don't love them the way you want to love. Love them the way they need to be loved. Ask them what makes them feel seen. Watch what lights them up. And then, speak their language, even if it's foreign to you. Because that, my friends, is real love. Real love doesn't shout in its own voice. It whispers in a voice the other person can hear. And what about you? And just as you learn others' languages, honor your own. Don't shrink your needs because someone else doesn't understand them. Don't apologize for wanting words, for needing hugs, for cherishing time, for loving deeply. We all carry invisible instruction manuals for our hearts. And every time we help someone read ours, or learn to read theirs, we build a world that is more kind, more compassionate, more connected. So let me close with this. We are not here to love perfectly. We are here to love intentionally. And love is not a feeling that floats in and out of our lives. It is a choice we make every day. To see, to listen, to show up, to speak love in a way that can be received. Because in the end, we don't remember how people looked, or even always what they said, but we always remember how they made us feel. Let's make people feel loved. Deeply, clearly, fully. Let's speak the language of love, loud enough to heal, quiet enough to comfort, and fluent enough to connect us all. Thank you.